All right, yesterday, in announcing the U.S. response to Russia's actions in Ukraine, President Biden reiterated to the American people that the actions taken against Russia will be felt here in the U.S. and means pain at the gas pump and elsewhere.
As I said last week, defending freedom will have cost for us as well and here at home. We need to be honest about that. But as we do this, I'm going to take robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at the Russian economy, not ours.
Well, we are going to discuss that. Do we have Congressman Hern? I think we're waiting to get Congressman Hern of Oklahoma. As Congressman Scalise mentioned earlier, the pipeline, the Keystone pipeline that was shut down, there are things that could be done right away that could help ease temporarily the pressure at the gas pump, but long-term restore America to a position of energy independence. Joining me now to talk about this is Congressman Kevin Hern. He's a member of the House Committee on Ways and Means, and he is also a member of the House Energy Action Team. He serves Oklahoma's 1st Congressional District. Congressman Hern, welcome to Washington Watch.
Tony, it's always great to be with you.
All right, let's talk about this because I know that the Republicans have spent a good bit of time looking at the energy situation. I mean, America, 3 years ago, we had reached a point of being energy independent for the first time. In fact, we were exporting oil. Now we are, every time something happens internationally, we are feeling the pain at the pump. What can be done for the Biden administration to do a course correction so that we do not have this fluctuation every time we have a country like Russia moving on Ukraine?
Well, Tony, thanks for the question. The sad thing about this is we're going to see President Biden stand before all of America, all the world on Tuesday night and do a State of the Union. And the State of the Union, it's a disaster. Every decision he's made since he became president has taken us farther and farther in a hole. His popularity, as he's seeing it now, has fallen to its all-time low. And it's all because of what he did starting day one. He sent a message around the world that we were going to start depending on foreign oil. We were going to kill American jobs here in Oklahoma that were so important, very high-paying jobs that allow people in my district, in the state of Oklahoma, in the state of Louisiana, where you're from, and Congressman Scalise, they're going to have to make a decision on whether they can send a child to daycare or whether they can go to work or what they're going to have to do. And all this is because of the Biden decisions that he's made. And, he's absolutely crushing the American dream. People that thought they could retire during this COVID outbreak are now seeing their retirement funds drop 10, 11, 12% just since January 1. And all of Americans are seeing what's going on. They're seeing the bad decisions he's making for Americans. It's no wonder that Putin, he's a thug. There's no question about it. He's taking advantage of that, and all the world is watching. They saw what Biden did in his poor decisions in Afghanistan, and we know that Xi Jinping, we know that Iran, we know that North Korea are all watching what Putin is doing, and there is no stopping Putin right now. I believe, as do many others, including your colleague, General Blinken, think that he's going to take over Ukraine. And these sanctions against tanks and what we're seeing right now with cyber attacks is simply no match.
Well, when we all feel the pain at the pump. I mean, we're just watching the gas prices go up like the odometer on your car, constantly ticking. But it's a national security issue as well, as we become dependent upon foreign oil, which we should have learned that lesson about during the COVID, about the supply chain and being dependent upon China, the creator of COVID. There's still time to correct this. But do you think that the Biden administration, I mean, they're saying they're going to take all actions necessary, but will they take the appropriate actions like restarting the Keystone pipeline, about approving pipelines, about leasing more land so we can have more oil leases?
I don't. Former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates said that every foreign policy decision that Joe Biden had made for 47 years at that time, now going on 50 years, has been the wrong one. This will be another wrong one. We're seeing it already. Joe Biden has now become a member of the Socialist Democrat Party. And you see what socialism gets you. It's the next step on the way to communism, which is what we're seeing in Russia right now. And the reality is that Oklahomans, people in the Midwest, we can help in this. We have plenty of natural fuels, fossil fuels, to help mitigate this issue. That's what President Biden ought to be doing. He ought to be looking inward here and seeing the decisions that he's made. All he needs to do is reinstate the Trump policies. Actually, if you go back to 2015, his former boss understood this. And in 2015, the last year of the Obama administration, they opened up exporting of oil. So even his boss understood the impact of us being dependent on foreign oil. And this is what this is all about. I still believe that at the end of the day, Russia is going to find friends that will help them in the banking world, will help them in their energy world. Eastern Europe is funding all of this through their dependency on Russian oil and gas, when we could be that source of fuel for them. The leaders of those countries are not going to let their people freeze to death or not have the ability to farm their crops or to drive their cars. And Biden needs to understand that, but that's the real problem we have right now.
Well, and they've been able to beef up their bank accounts there in Russia because of the oil that they've been able to export and to sell. Congressman, always great to talk with you. Appreciate you taking time to join us as you're back home in the district.
Thanks, Tony. I really appreciate it.